Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very strange.
Something new.
It is something new. If you can tell what it is yet by the title and by what I'm wearing as a shirt, we're going to start discussing the English Premier League. Why? Because one, it's the best league in the world. Two, we play a lot of FIFA.
We watch a lot of football.
And we watch a lot of football. We're very big football fans. So,
as we can see from Sam here donning the new kit.
Bought at the Emirates itself.
Really?
The Armoury, yep. Down
the
there.
Armoury.
That's what they call it.
Oh.
Going to sip some tea for that.
Oh, what a marvellous mug that is.
Oh, puns. So, the way we're going to start this out is we're going to attempt to do, if our schedules allow us to, because we're busy guys now, being high-flying businessmen and unemployed. So, we're gonna try and do weekly reviews of the matches, see how it's going. And today it's going to be a bit of a long one, and we're going to go through transfer business, what's gone on in the summer, what to look forward to, teams to look out for, and who we think is going to go down. And more importantly, who we think is going to be in the top six, which will be, I'm sure, a point of debate between the two of us. So, should we start with some transfers? Intro montage. So, who do you want to start with?
I think we should go for our clubs, really.
Okay.
So if you want to go through your transfer business, you go for that first.
Okay, well, the big one, really, was announced a couple of days ago as per the recording of this video, and that's Nicolas Pepe from Lille.
And you had no problem rubbing that in my face.
who was Nicolas Pepe was linked with PSG, he was linked with Bayern Munich, he was linked with Man United, he was linked with Liverpool, he was linked with Napoli, and he almost signed for Napoli. And then we swooped in, and I don't know how we've done it, because we've only paid them 23 million up front.
Yeah, rising to a lot. Was it 72 in the end?
72 million over the course of 5 seasons. So, yeah, that's a good bit of business from Raul Sanelli.
Yeah, I think that's a smart, because obviously this season he hasn't been entrusted with too much money, but the way he's done it with future fees, I think, is important. Obviously, it'll be a setback next season and seasons to come, but even still,
well, he's only 24, and frankly, we've been crying out for a winger, like a proper winger, because people are hot and cold over Alex Iwobi. I don't like him personally. I think he's not a winger. I think he would be better suited in the middle of the park because he holds the ball up very well. He's good at passing, but he's not good at crossing or finishing. So it's an upgrade, in my opinion.
You finished outside the Champions League, didn't you? You're not in the
Fifth.
So you've got Europa League football again.
Yeah.
But not Champions League, which is why I think you've been so restricted with your
budget. Yeah, definitely. It would have been completely different otherwise. We've also signed Gabriel Martinelli, who's another winger from the Brazilian leagues. We signed him from Ituano. I don't know whether I spelled that. Ituano. Don't really know much about him. I know that we were interested in Everton Soares from Gremio, but we signed Nicolas Pepe instead, and I don't really see us signing Everton Soares now. So I can't really say much about Gabriel Martinelli. From what I've seen in pre-season, he seems to be very good at being in the right place at the right time. However, he's had 2 goals already that have been disallowed as offside. So, kind of in the right place. Yeah, he's quick. Yeah.
So he's getting there too quick, really.
Yeah, but again, he's young. He's 18, so
plenty of room for growth.
Yeah, it's one for the future, as Arsene would say.
Yeah.
And then the final two that we've brought in were William Saliba, which I'm very happy
I was
about.
going to say, yeah, you've needed defenders,
Yeah,
and I don't know much about him, but from what you're saying,
he was trained by Kylian Mbappe's dad. So
to be a centre back.
well, he was trained alongside Kylian Mbappe.
Okay.
And a lot of the top clubs have been looking at him for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
We had to scrap with Tottenham over him, and thankfully he chose us.
And you've loaned him back to Saint Etienne, haven't you?
Yeah, straight away, because he's only had about 30 games under his belt.
Even still, at 18, that's pretty impressive.
30 games under his belt. Yeah.
First team football.
Yeah, first team Saint Etienne. Yeah, he looks solid, but I still would like to see us bring somebody else in for centre back this season.
You do need someone to strengthen that defence, because who have you got at centre backs at the moment?
We've got 6. We've got we've got Socrates first of all. Then we've got Callum Chambers, who's looked good in pre-season. I know that there's a bit of like, he hasn't been good in previous seasons, I just don't think
he
he's
played
been
in
ready.
midfield for Fulham, though, didn't he?
He got the
He
player
looked
of the
alright,
season.
Yeah, he looked alright in
He got the
midfield.
player of the season. Then Rob Holding, who I think is fantastic, and for his age especially, because he's only 20. He was fantastic last season. And when he's back in the defence or back to fitness, I want to see Socrates and Holding playing together.
Really? That'd be your pairing? Starting pairing?
That would be my starting pairing, yeah. Okay. He looked very assured last season. Then who else have we got? We've got Mavropanos, the young Greek centre-back who's looked okay, but he looks injury-prone.
Yeah.
So,
And then you had Koscielny, who decided to have a bit of a tiff this season, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's all about the fact that we played him too early and it kind of risked him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came back from a severe injury and basically he
Yeah.
feels like the club overused him. I kind of wish it hadn't gone down like this, but it is what it is. And then the one that I want to see gone is Mustafi.
Why?
You know why. 35 million we paid for him, and I feel robbed. But apparently Monaco are interested in him for 27 million.
I'd take whatever you can get for him.
I'd take it.
I really would. How do you feel about the people that have left your club so far? So you've got the youngster who went to Derby yesterday. I don't know how you say his name.
Christian Bielik.
Bielik, yeah.
He was one I was hoping would come on, but he's voiced his discontent at not having an opportunity to play in the first team, which I think is a bit premature because let's be real.
21.
Yeah, he's 21 and he played at Charlton last year, so calm down, Christian. David Ospina.
He's had a good run with you. I think
he needed to go.
Yeah,
he needed to go.
And you've got You've got Leno to start. Who's your backup keeper?
Emi Martinez, who has been at the club for years, gone out on loan to Reading, to Wolverhampton, but he's just never been able to get into the spot because of Leno and Cech. But now Cech's gone, he's there. Takuma Asano, frankly, he's never played for us, and I questioned the signing when we did get him originally, so swift with that one. Aaron Ramsey, I am gutted about him leaving. We have differing opinions on Aaron Ramsey, but I am of the opinion that we should have at least got some money for him and not just let him walk out for free.
I think that's true. I think you should have got some money from him and just given him a year on his contract and then say, okay, we'll sell you.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a good player.
I do, but that's
it's a story for a different video.
Yeah, because we've got a lot to get through. So Cohen Bramall, again, this was a relative youngster. Didn't really see much of him. Picked from non-league football, one of the weird final Arsene Wenger signings. But Emery didn't see what Wenger saw, so we got rid of him. Then Petr Cech, gone, retired, and gone back to Chelsea.
Now, yeah.
Not really a fan of that. I still think we should have played Leno in the final against them in the Europa League.
I agree with that. Could have been so different. Could have easily been in the Champions League this time.
Yeah,
which is the big
if they
big
turned
issue.
Stefan Lichtsteiner, didn't really do anything. He was past his sell-by date. Danny Welbeck, love Danny, but he
was more heart than talent, I'd say, Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, he's a good squad player, but that's all he is. So sad to see him go, but we've got an upgrade in Nicolas Pepe, in my opinion. And then before we go, then we've got Denis Suarez, who was a catastrophe. And then finally, the other signing that I missed out there in our little blurb was the loan signing of Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid, which I think is a fantastic move, even if it is for just 1 year. And we're looking to sign Kieran Tierney, hopefully, in the coming days. So that's Arsenal. So, tell me about Liverpool's transfer business.
So, Liverpool in the transfer market this season, disappointing, to say the least. We haven't done anything. We've signed 2 players of note, which was Sepp van den Berg, who's a centre back, because all about the Netherlands hype train at the moment. Because we've got one good one, so sign all of them. And Harvey Elliott, is it the one from Fulham, the youngest Premier League player ever?
Oh right, yeah.
And that's it. But we've mainly been getting rid of players, really. We let Moreno, Sturridge and Adam Bogdan go, and Conor Randall as well, who was not really of note. Danny Ings has gone to Southampton, that we agreed last season on a loan to buy. Not too bothered about that. He was either injured or not playing for us. Marco Grujic has gone on loan again, which I guess is good for him, but I don't really see him ever breaking into the first team. Alberto Moreno, glad to see the back of him, to be honest. Glad he's found a new club. Who else? Ben Woodburn, one of our youth prospects, I guess you'd call him, has gone to Oxford on loan, which is good. I guess get some first team football. I think Oxford are League One, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
Have a quick checkaroo. League One. That's right, yeah. So I guess that'll be good for him. Ideally, I would say at the age of 19, he should be playing Championship level if he's going to burst through. But beggars can't be choosers at this side. Conor Randall, never really knew anything about him, to be honest. He's been sitting in the under-21s forever. Never really looked like breaking through. Shea Joe's gone to Rangers with Steven Gerrard at Rangers on loan. I don't know if there's a loan to buy option with that, but I don't think Shea Joe will play for Liverpool.
No,
I don't think he's that good.
I mean, from an outside perspective with this one, I just don't think you need to do anything. I don't think Liverpool need to do anything. You won the Champions League last year,
I still look at that team though, and I'm like, there's still bits you can improve. Like the middle three, although it's got a lot of energy, it's not got much talent. And you look at where all the goals came from. It was from that front three. Hardly any of them came from anything behind that.
I don't think you need anything else. Look. Let me put it like this to the viewers, and I mean, if you've got a differing opinion to us, comment below and tell us what you think. But from where I'm standing, you had 2 out of the 3 Golden Boot strikers in the Premier League last season in Salah and Mane. Aubameyang being the other one, obviously. Gonna throw that in there.
Just drop that one in.
Let that one simmer there. But it's when you've got 2 prolific strikers to that degree. I don't think you need goals from anywhere else. I would have said you needed them if Mane left for Real Madrid, like was rumoured.
Yeah.
But because he stayed, I don't think that's a necessity.
What I wanted to see was a formation change, because we're playing 4-3-3 at the moment.
Okay.
And I don't see Firmino as an out-and-out striker, because... Well, first of all, he's not getting that many goals.
He's like a false 9, isn't he?
Exactly. And I'd love to see him in behind a striker and then have... So, a 4-2-3-1, essentially.
Yeah.
Fabinho and Henderson easily could fall into those centre defensive mid-roles. Not worried about the back four, really. Goalkeeper I'm fine with.
So you just want a striker.
I just want a striker, an out-and-out striker.
I can kind of see that, but I mean, they're not.
If we were to
they're
go
not cheap.
attacking, yeah.
Who would you want?
Timo Werner. I think he'd slot perfectly in.
Timo Werner. Well, if you're watching this, Timo,
come on over.
sign to Tim.
Yeah, but I believe he's already said that he's not going anywhere until the end of next season, because he's got 2 years left on his contract, and he said, I'm waiting until I'm in the last year. Or something along that lines, I believe.
Okay.
But other than that, it's fine. In pre-season, we haven't been doing that well. In fact, we've been doing really badly.
Yep.
But Harvey Elliott's looked good and Seth Vandenberg's looked fine. What I will say is we've been leaking goals like crazy.
Yeah, but I think
Alisson's only played in one match.
Yeah, but you haven't really got your number
it's
one
not
team
the full
back
team,
together.
yeah.
I never really read into pre-season that much because you can storm it and win every game.
Yeah.
But are you playing a full strength side? Is the opposition playing a full strength side? I just think it's a fitness thing.
Yeah, and to be fair, the players did look sluggish, so I assume
Yeah.
they have been absolutely cane in fitness and
Yeah.
But hey ho. Moving on. Biggest spenders of this transfer window has been Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Where have they been going with that? I mean, they've been spent 133 million, is it? And
133 million. That is insane for a championship.
ridiculous. And that's coming up from the championship as well.
Yeah, I really don't understand where
it's gone.
But yeah, I mean, they haven't really signed any big names. I can see like Trezeguet in there, but it's a bit of a blast from the past, really, isn't it? The Gary Gardner thing from Birmingham is a bit weird. Tyrone Mings, I guess, is the biggest name.
Yeah, I guess so. The one they spent the most on was that Wesley, who's a striker, and he's come from the Belgian league. And I'm just like, what's made them go for someone in the Belgian league? Because you don't really hear of many players coming over from Belgium.
Well, how many have they signed in total? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're cheating. We've got it all back here.
18 players.
So they've literally signed.
But that's
a team
like,
and a bench.
Well, one of the 6 of them are coming back from loan, so that doesn't really count. They've actually signed 12 players.
So they've signed a team.
It's a team and
a
sub. Yeah. I doubt all of them will be people fitting into the first team squad straight away, because if you look at them, most of them are under the age of 25.
Yeah.
They've
signed a lot of centre backs though, haven't they?
Yeah.
A lot of centre backs.
But well, you've got to look at it when you come into the Premier League. What do you want to prioritise first? It's either defence or attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's either are you going to outscore the other teams or you're going to defend against them.
Yeah, and really they're not in a position to outscore. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with them, because I believe Aston Villa are also owned by a Chinese conglomerate. Because all the Midlands clubs apart from Stoke are owned by Chinese conglomerates, and I mean, look at what that's done for Wolverhampton. They've gone from League One and bottom of the league, or well, not bottom, but they dropped down into League One.
Yeah.
They struggled. They were mid-table in the Championship for a while, and then suddenly they've shot up to 7th in the Premier League.
They've had a fantastic season.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they won't be able to cope with Europa League and Premier League. They don't have the squad for it. But
I think that depends on who they've signed.
Speaking of which, who have they signed, Rob?
Let's go and have a gander shower. Go straight to bugger. Oh, quick Sam, filler.
I mean, it's nice to see
without it's fine. Carry on.
Raul Jimenez permanently.
They've signed Catrone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Who's Catrone?
I mean, I've never actually watched him play, but I know he's sick on FIFA. 1 second, I'll get you this card. You can.
So they've signed this guy from AC Milan apparently for 16 million.
That's a good buy, because he's really young and he's highly rated. But they've also signed. So this is base card. It's fine, but look at that.
Right. Okay.
He's your boy. But anyway, they also signed Dendoncker, who I think's had a fantastic season last year.
Anderlecht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wicked.
They haven't really done much, have they? I mean, that Jesus Vallejo, centre back from Real Madrid. I don't really know much about him. He's not in the first team, but
he's only on loan as well.
Yeah.
And they've obviously confirmed the signing of Raul Jimenez, which is good bit of business, I'd say. Yeah. I'd say, wasn't Dendoncker on loan with them, though, last year at Wolves? He played in the Premier League last year, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they've signed him now, yeah.
So they've just basically consolidated on what they've...
12 million for Dendoncker, that's ridiculously cheap. I would have had him for that.
They've consolidated on what they had last year and added with Catrone, which I think is what they need to do. They've got a fairly decent back line. The thing with Wolves that I noticed when I watched them is they kind of... At times they had the creativity with Ruben Neves, you know, and his like long shots. But when he wasn't having a good game, they seemed a bit sluggish.
Yeah, he's like the pivotal player in there. Yeah, he's the one that makes them tick. Yeah. The player maker.
So I guess the other highlights to wrap this up, the transfer side of things. One is Chelsea.
Yeah, they're going to struggle next year.
How do you put the fires out at Chelsea? I'm not saying this because I'm biased, but you know they've lost Eden Hazard. How do you replace somebody of the caliber?
Well,
of
they can't because they've got a transfer embargo. But
there's the problem.
That's literally they're going to have to dip into the the poor thing is it's Lampard's first season with them as well.
Well, they haven't got Higuain now. No. They've got Batshuayi back, but frankly he's been angling to leave Chelsea for some time now.
They've signed Pulisic. He's come in.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a decent signing, but I don't think he's going to replace Hazard.
No, but I think he's a decent player.
Pedro, he's getting older.
Well, I assume Pulisic is going to come in for him, really.
What about Willian? Because again, like he's another one that wanted to leave.
He's hot and cold for me. Like he either has a great game or he goes.
Yeah, he started out like I remember that season where all the Chelsea players went on strike against Mourinho, and he was the only one that was putting in effort, and I really, rated him and respected him for that. For the sheer professionalism, but then, he seems to have.
I feel like the squad's gotten better and he's stayed the same. Yeah. Everyone else has put it into the next gear and he's stuck in first.
I think they're really going to struggle.
Yeah, and I was a bit confused about the Kovacic signing because obviously they confirmed that before the transfer embargo, as they did with.
No, they didn't actually.
Didn't they?
No, the reason why they could sign Kovacic is because the deal was done last summer with the option to buy. So on a technicality, they could sign him that.
If they were, but I don't think he's been that good for them.
Yeah, he's been all right.
He's been fine.
I mean, if you look at their team though, they've still got the best defensive midfielder in the league, in Kante. They've still got the best defensive midfielder. I think Giroud is good, but I think he's getting on a bit.
And I don't think who else is there as a striker?
Batshuayi,
yeah. But Giroud's probably going to start above him.
Yeah,
I would have thought
seniority.
Yeah. Wingers they're all right for
Pulisic and Willian.
Pedro to come on if need be.
Yep.
I think they're all right for wingers. Centre mids, they've got Kovacic and Kante.
Or, what's his name? The one that did absolutely nothing last year and he was supposed to replace Fabregas.
I don't know.
The one from Napoli.
What's he called? And it's just like a one name, isn't it? He came from the Italian league, Napoli.
Jorginho, yes, that's it. He's been awful for them. Supposed to be. I
expected him to be so much better than he was.
Yeah, deep line creative midfielder, and he's got no assists.
He's literally
had a whole season.
He's literally criticised for the same thing Jordan Henderson is, as in he only passes sideways, but he actually only does. He never plays a forward ball.
No,
It's always really safe.
I've thought he's, well, frankly, I thought he's been rubbish since he's joined. I thought terrible. Moving on then, so we think Chelsea are shaky ground.
They're going to be shaky this year.
Shaky ground.
Yeah. City, defending champions, have got themselves a new defensive midfielder. That's obviously to replace
Fernandinho.
Yeah. In the 23-year-old Rodri, I think 63 million's a good fee. To be honest,
I agree. I think that is a good fee. I think they needed to do it. You know, City are very good at recycling their squad when players get old. You know, they're not. They don't hang on to sentimentality. They move and they get the best available player at the time for that. I mean, you know, it's great when you're bankrolled by a whole country, but you know,
not better.
But I think that's a good signing for them.
And they've also signed back Angelino, haven't they? They sold him originally, didn't they? And they've got him back because he's been doing well.
Who is their left back? It was Fabian Delph for a while, but they've sold him to Everton.
Yeah, Mendy is there, but he keeps getting injured.
Which I guess is why they brought back Angelino.
You'd assume, wouldn't you?
You would assume.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't look like a major thing for them. Obviously, they've got rid of Fabian Delph. Vincent Kompany's called it a day.
He's managing Anderlecht now, isn't he?
Yeah, player manager.
Yeah.
But I think the best bit of business for Manchester City is keeping hold of Leroy Sané with that intense interest from Bayern Munich.
They don't play him though. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah,
he could go into any single team and start.
He should be getting games, and I can see why he wants to leave, or he's been angling to leave, because you know he should be there. And then to my favourite team now, Tottenham.
Boys like Spurs. I don't think they've done enough to change that
Honestly,
position.
I think they've gone backwards. And
Really?
I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that. Who have they got at right back now? They've got rid of Trippier. They've got rid of Kyle Walker. Who have they got at right back?
Walker's Peters, is it?
So
is a youngster.
I don't know who that is. So that's a frailty, in my opinion.
I
I don't think they should have gotten rid of Kieran Trippier. I think I do rate Kieran Trippier.
I think 20 million was a pretty cheap for the integral part he plays.
Yeah, I think he's. I think they've missed a trick there, in my opinion.
But their big signing of the summer was this Tanguy Ndombele. I don't know if I've said that right. Apologies if not. But I have no idea who he was. And they're literally going on like he's the next coming of Christ. And I didn't know who he was. Fair enough if he comes in and has a fantastic season.
The thing for me is, who else was trying to sign him? Do you know when clubs start going on and on and on about like this, as you put it, the next coming of Christ?
Yeah, but no one else wanted
but
him.
Yeah, it's like, you know, great.
Okay.
Great. So this is why I got so excited about Nicolas Pepe, because everyone wanted him.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted him.
Yeah.
And this Nkudu, the left winger, I don't really. Yeah, they haven't really done anything.
So they've still got their key players in like Kane and Eriksen. Eriksen was linked to Real Madrid for a while, wasn't he?
I think they're still going to attempt to sign him, because they can still sign players after our transfer window closes. So he could still
go.
So
buggered after that.
He could still go.
I think they'd be all right without him. You know, he's good, but
I don't think they're going to slip right down back to where they deserve to be in the league. But you know, I don't think they're going to. I would be surprised if they move forward. Anyway,
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
the final one I think we're going to go through is Man United.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Yeah, a new right back I think is the first place we should talk about, because I think that's a fine piece of business. I would describe. Oh, hello, ice cream. I think that is a fine piece of business, as in. Well, Valencia's left now, hasn't he? And I think they need to get a new one in, because they have that.
Valencia was never a right back, in my opinion.
He came back from winger, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't. I think they've been making do with Valencia for a long time, and I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't exposed, but he wasn't a natural right back.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka, I don't know how you feel about him, but I've got reservations about how good he is.
The thing is, he's coming in off one good season, and fair enough, it was a good season in the Premier League, which is important because Premier League experience.
Yeah.
But at the age of 21, he's still very young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
And the only other player that they've got is Daniel James, who is also 21
and inexperienced.
Yeah, and he's been playing the Championship, hasn't he?
Now, somebody who may or may not be watching this later would want me to say that they both had very, very good pre-season games. In fact, Wan-Bissaka has, I believe, got the man of the match in both of the games he's played. I don't know how at right back. I mean, that kind of says more about the rest of the team than it does his performance, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, how many times do you hear of a right back getting man of the match? There you go. But it's, you know, it's positive. The other thing that I would say that is we should touch on, because it might be announced before this goes up, is the signing of Harry Maguire from Leicester for 80 million.
80 million.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
If you want to look at the black and white of it, is he better than Virgil van Dijk?
No.
Not a chance. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Liverpool fan. He just isn't.
No, I think Harry Maguire is overrated because he's English, and every English player seems to get overrated massively. You know, Raheem Sterling, I think he's a great player, but he never shows up for England.
For England, yeah, I think it's been fantastic for
City. For City, yeah, but I think it's hard not to show up when you're a good player in that team.
Yeah.
You know, with Kevin De Bruyne there, you know, it's hard not to.
Yeah, I reckon he could play me through a couple of times.
Yeah, he's a quality player, Kevin De Bruyne. Marcus Rashford, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I still think he's young. Jesse Lingard, I don't get the hype over.
Well, he's been a young player for. He's going the same way of Jack
Wilshere. Yeah. I don't get the hype over Jesse Lingard.
How old is Lingard now?
I don't know, but
25 or something.
There you go. But the one that Harry Maguire, if he does go there, I think he's going to do a good job, but I don't think he's going to be like the Virgil van Dijk of Man United.
Because when he came in for us, our defence suddenly found its solidity. And we started stopping goals going, but I don't think he's going to have the same effect.
Key thing for United is going to be, is De Gea turning up?
Yeah.
Are they going to have Pogba? Because love him or hate him, if they lose Pogba to Real Madrid, that's going to be a big hole in their defence. Who are they going to get in to replace Lukaku, who seems to be going towards Juventus? We heard about Dybala, but now I'm hearing it's more likely to be Mandzukic.
I thought it was included, as in they'd get Dybala and Mandzukic in a switch for Lukaku.
What I've heard is, well, I don't know, it may have developed further, but from what I've heard, it's either Dybala or Mandzukic.
We'll go for Dybala, surely.
If he wants to go. If he doesn't want to go, then you're stuck with Mandzukic. And frankly, I wouldn't do the deal.
Downgrade, yeah.
I wouldn't do the deal. Yeah. And the final, have I said about Herrera? I haven't.
No.
That's a poor bit of business, letting Ander Herrera walk away on a free to PSG, in my opinion. I do rate him. I think he's a good player. I would have also said that about...
I really hate Ander Herrera.
Why? And
not because Gerrard stood on him and he got sent off. That was Gerrard's fault. But literally, he's such a bitch. You literally, any type of contact, you can hear him scream.
I think he's a skillful player. Maybe a little bit of a bitch to calm him down. But I think he's a skillful player. And I think
he can pass.
It's another one of those where, why didn't you get a transfer fee for him? Why did you let him walk away?
Yeah, same as Ramsey.
Exactly, same as Ramsey. So
same as Emre Can 2 years ago. Like, I was good.
Adrian Rabiot.
Yeah.
Why would you let him walk away for free?
Some crazy deals.
With that, then we will move on from our transfer section.
Transfer section over.
To
top six.
Top six.
Let's talk about six, baby.
Top six. Okay.
Let's talk about LFC.
Let's talk about 6, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about 6.
Do you want to go first or shall I?
I think you've messed that. Never mind. You give me your top 6 first.
Top 6. Okay.
So I won't say anything until you've finished it.
Okay.
Just give me your top 6.
From 6 to number 1? Or
No,
descending
1 till
from
6.
1?
1 till 6.
1 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's going to be Man City at number 1 who win again. I just cannot see that team faltering, and frankly they've spent, whereas Liverpool have not, which is where I'm drawing this from. And I'm also thinking if Mane or Salah or Firmino, more Mane and Salah, if they're not firing, I think Liverpool are going to struggle. Albeit Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is back, and I do highly rate him, and I do kind of wish that we still had him at Arsenal. Second, I am going to go for Liverpool. I think Liverpool will come in second, and I think it'll be very much a repeat of last season for who can win the title. I think it's going to be a close one. Wait.
Sorry.
Third,
Sorry.
in all honesty, I think we could come third. I'm gonna put my neck on the line, and I'm gonna say it now. I think with Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Nicolas Pepe firing up front, with Mesut Ozil, Dani Ceballos, Lucas Torreira, Kieran Tierney if he signs, Socrates, Holding, Bellerin, and Leno. I think that's a very good team, and probably the strongest team we've had in about 10-15 years. And I think we could do that. I think we're either going to finish third or fourth, but I'm going to go third. So in fourth, I then think that's going to be Tottenham. I think, as I was saying earlier, I think they've gone backwards, but I don't think they're going to, drop like a lead weight down the table. Then fifth, I think it's going to be United. And sixth, for reasons I've already mentioned, how do you replace Eden Hazard? I think it's going to be Chelsea. So that's my top 6.
Completely agree with first. I think City are going to win it again. But I don't think it's going to be a close one between first and second.
Really?
Yeah, I think Liverpool will come second, but I think we'll drop off the points because Salah and Mane have had literally no rest this summer with the African Cup.
That's a good point.
Africa Cup of Nations. And I don't think Mane definitely won't, and I don't think Salah will start in the Community Shield tomorrow. That's
because they're not fit.
Yeah. Salah's played 30 minutes of pre-season, and that's it. But arguably you can say, put your best squad forward and just let them do that. But anyway, so first City, second Liverpool. I also said third Arsenal. I think you've spent in the right places and developed your team. I am going to ask you a question later.
Go for it.
But not yet.
When the time approaches.
Fourth, I went Spurs as well, and I said Chelsea would finish above United because I think United are going to slip off with under the management of Ollie. I think he will lose the dressing room, and I think he'll lose the crowd.
It's really funny. I was toying with who would finish where for fifth and sixth, because I do think it's going to be a shootout between Chelsea and United for different reasons. I think Lampard's going to struggle to replace Hazard in the goals and the assists, and as you say, I think United, depending on what they do in these last 6-7 days that they've got in the transfer market, I think they're gonna struggle as well for the reasons you put forward.
For me, with Chelsea, is their squad depth is just way better. They've got so many good young players, not amazing, but good young players.
True.
Whereas Man United don't really.
No, there are a couple of injuries away.
Yeah. Like if their key players get injured, that's it.
Yeah.
Which is what I could also say about Liverpool. Which does worry me. Like last season, we were literally injury free right up until the end.
Yeah.
But The thing I'm really excited for this year is we've got the Ox back.
Yes.
And I really like watching him play. I think he adds a new dimension to Liverpool.
As I say, I wish we still had him. And
Yeah.
I wish we'd have played him in the middle where he wants to play.
As opposed to the wing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's why he left ultimately, wasn't it? Because we were playing him as a right wing back at the time, which...
And it's a real shame because it was towards the end of the season previous to the one just passed where he got injured and he's missed the whole of last season.
Yeah.
And at the end of that season, he was looking really good. And he got injured against Roma, I believe it was. And he scored and assisted loads of goals. And I feel like him coming back is almost like a new signing.
Yep, I agree with you.
I think he's been good in pre-season. A little off the pace because I think it's still coming back from that injury, but exciting to see him play.
Yeah. So we're in agreement here roughly with how we think it's going to go down, which is interesting because we'll watch this back when it comes to the end. And we'll see how well we've done.
How wrong we were.
So then I guess the converse question is top or bottom three. Who do you think's getting relegated this year?
I said, or I'm saying, it'll be, shall I go 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th?
Yeah.
Norwich, Brighton and Newcastle. I think Newcastle come rock bottom. And I'm talking embarrassing rock bottom.
I agree with Newcastle. I think they are... The transfer business they've done in the summer is awful.
I think their biggest loss is Rafa Benitez.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
He has performed miracles at that club,
Yeah.
and the fact they didn't try harder to keep him is just...
Getting rid of Iosi Perez.
Yeah, to Leicester he's gone, hasn't he?
Didn't really replace him. I mean, I hope that I'm wrong because I do have a bit of a soft spot for Newcastle as a footballing institution. But they've become a kind of yo-yo club, haven't they? They're too good for the Championship.
Yeah.
But they're not good enough for the Premier League.
The thing is, like, you look, if they got rid of Mike Ashley and some big spender came in, that's a whole city dedicated to one club. There's no one else in
Sunderland.
Well,
they're outside, but
different city, you know. Whereas in Liverpool, we've got Liverpool and Everton and Tranmere. If you really want to go that far.
How do you think? Sorry, I'm going to go back a bit because I know an Evertonian, and I've got to get this in. How do you think they've done with their transfers?
They've signed Delph. Who else have they signed?
Moise Kean from Juventus.
Yeah. The striker, isn't it?
Yeah. They've signed what's his face, who was there last year from Barcelona, Andre Gomez.
Yeah.
Permanently.
They don't excite me. I think they'll just stay outside the top six because they're in that point where they're like trying to get into the top six.
Yes.
And I think Wolves are better than them, and I don't think they've done anything interesting to be better than United or Chelsea.
No, I think the gap's still there, but they are trying to take steps.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, and I quite like where they put their new stadium.
Has it started developing yet?
They've released plans for it.
Yeah.
It's in the docks. It looks quite nice, I must say.
If you drive round where it is,
I have.
You have. You've been to the docks.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it?
At the minute, not great.
Yeah.
But I know that
they'll develop everything.
I know they've got plans to develop everything. Yeah. So it's good for the area and it's good for the city. I was very surprised with Liverpool. Pleasantly surprised.
I'd love to visit it once it's done.
Yeah.
I think it'll be.
We can go on a road trip if you want.
We could, couldn't we? Yeah.
Could.
Ooh. Away days.
Plans.
Away days.
Sorry. So you said Newcastle, then you said Norwich, and
I said Norwich, Brighton, Newcastle.
Norwich, Brighton, Newcastle.
So
why Brighton?
Last year they just scraped it, didn't they? They came 17th, didn't they?
And they've just lost Lewis Dunk, haven't they?
And they just they are going to struggle, and
they don't have goals. I agree with you. In fact, I think I agree with all. I was going to say Southampton.
I think they'll be fine.
I was going to say Southampton, but you've convinced me that it's going to be Norwich, Brighton and Newcastle.
I think Southampton are going to have another season where they flirt with disaster because they keep selling their good players to us, which is great, you know. But yeah, I think Newcastle I'm certain of. I don't think there's anything that can save them, really. Unless they make some big signings in the next 6-7 days, but Ashley ain't going to do that.
No, he's the problem with Newcastle is you've also got to take into account what's going on with Mike Ashley as an owner, because I don't know whether the world knows this, but he recently bought out House of Fraser, which is a department store in the UK. And he thought it was a good idea to do so, but actually it turns out it's a horrific idea. And I believe he came out and said that if he could turn back time, he would not buy them. Yeah. He's taken that big of a financial hemorrhaging. So with that, and with losing Rafa Benitez and Iosi Perez, they're doomed, frankly.
He's such a muppet. Like, you look at his whole record under Newcastle, changing the stadium name, and then just the little amount he puts into that club. Yeah, it's horrifying. As soon as he gets rid of Newcastle, they can press on. But you look at it, why would he? He's got to be making money off it.
Well, yeah, because this is why I get frustrated as an Arsenal fan, because even when I feel like the club is not doing what it should be doing, I'm an idiot and I still go out and buy the shirts and I still support the club, and that's common amongst all football fans. It's not a love that you can just separate and throw away. When you've invested into a team and you follow a team, as long as we have. It's very, very difficult to restrain yourself.
The last time I saw Liverpool fans actually make a point was when we walked out from a match. Yeah. Because of rising ticket prices, I think it was. Yeah. And it worked, thankfully. But we don't even charge the most, and we're complaining about it. Yeah. But if they're going to turn out, might as well, from a business standpoint. But as you say, if nothing else is going into the club, what's going on with that money?
Yes.
Yeah, well, not including the
Community Shield. Yeah, the first round of Premier League fixtures and who we think are going to win. We're going to do this quick because otherwise this is going to be a really long video.
It's already a long video.
So, Liverpool-Norwich. I think there's only one winner here, and I think you're going to agree with me, and I think that's going to be Norwich. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be Liverpool. Liverpool at home. I can't see anything else.
I would be extremely disappointed if we kicked off the Premier League losing at home, considering we didn't lose once at home last year.
I think that's going to be 4-0. 4-0,
really?
5-0. I think you're going to spank them.
Hope so. And then on the Saturday we have West Ham, Man City at West Ham.
Score prediction.
3-1 City.
3-1. We're going to do a thing now every week where we tally up who gets the right prediction. Right. And if we get the right score, that's a bonus point. So you were saying...
Okay, so like a point for
getting the right result.
And then... Okay.
And a point for the right score. So you're saying...
City 3-1.
3-1 City, I think that's a fair shout. Bournemouth, Sheffield United.
You sticking with 3-1 City?
No.
You're going to go through mine and then...
No. We alternate. So I've done one, you do one, etc.
Okay.
So AFC Bournemouth versus Sheffield United. I'm going to go... Do you know what? I'm going to give Sheffield a promotion bounce on this one. And I'm going to say 2-1 Sheffield United.
Alright. Okay. Burnley Southampton, I would say... a 0-0 draw. 0-0 draw. I think that's going to be a boring one, that.
Now, this one is going to be an interesting one. Crystal Palace versus Everton, because where is Wilfred Zaha's head at? He's been subject to bids from us. He's been subject to bids from Everton.
Yeah,
Where's his head from? Where's his head at? Because I mean, they haven't really got anybody else who I think is a great player at Crystal Palace. They've sold Wan-Bissaka, and I wasn't really that knowledgeable on him anyway. So I think this is going to be an Everton win, but I think it's going to be a close Everton win. I think it's going to be 1-0.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. Watford, Brighton and Hove Albion. Well, obviously you know where I stand with Brighton. I think Watford are going to win, but not like anything outrageous. I think 2-0 would be fair. 2-0
For Watford.
2-0 to Watford, yeah.
Tottenham versus Villa. Even though Villa have spent 130 million, I think it's going to be Tottenham. I really do. I think it's going to be Tottenham, and I think it's going to be potentially 3-1 for that one. It could be 3-0, but I'm going to go 3-1 because Villa have spent so much money, but that could work. I'm
excited for that match. I think that'll be a good one to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but moving on to Sunday. It's a derby. Leicester versus Wolverhampton. Well, it's
kind of Midlands derby. I know who I'd go for in that one.
Well, I assume I'd go for Wolves, but
I'm saying nothing.
Leicester have signed Yuri Tielemans on a permanent, as well as someone else, but I can't remember who it was. I still think it's going to be Wolves. I think Wolves will win 2-1. I'll go for
2-1. Now, Newcastle versus Arsenal. Now, even after everything that we've said, I am incredibly worried. I'm incredibly worried.
Come on.
No.
They've lost Perez. Rondon's gone. Who've they got?
I'm still worried. And the reason why is because we never win our opening game, ever.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
So, if he puts Mustafi in the starting lineup...
Can you imagine?
We're going to lose that one if Mustafi starts. I'm going to caveat that. So next week, when we look at this back, if I've got it wrong when I say this, I've called it beforehand. But I'm going to cautiously say that Arsenal are going to win, and I hope it's going to be a debut goal for Nicolas Pepe, and I think it's going to be cautiously 3-1.
Ooh. Right, and the final one, or is there a Monday night? Is there a Monday night? Is there a Monday?
Nope.
No. So the final one is Man United against Chelsea, which is
difficult.
I think Chelsea will win 1-0. I think it'll be a really boring. Yeah. I think it'll be a really boring game, and Chelsea will nick it. Then again, I don't know what Lampard's style of play is, because I didn't watch Derby at all. And to be fair, Derby beat United at Old Trafford, didn't they?
They did.
So it's a bit of an inclining, I guess you'd say, but 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0
I'm going to
Chelsea.
stick with that.
So, there you have it. You come to the end of the video, and if you're still with us, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. This is a new format, and it's a new bit of content for you. Something that we enjoy, and hopefully something that you enjoy listening to us talk about as well.
Yeah. I don't know, did we say if we didn't, leave your top 6 and bottom 3 in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to see what you guys think.
Yeah,
especially since it's a new series, and you can give your opinions on obviously the scores that we think are going to happen as well. We want to hear from you guys and get your opinions.
Yeah, and we want to know what teams you support, really. So we can see what to look out for.
Unless you're a United fan
or a Tottenham fan. If you're a Tottenham fan, get out of here. But anything really. Tell us what your thoughts are and what you're looking forward to, and who you're looking forward to see the most next season. So I guess all that's left to say is we'll be back sometime next week. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for discussing football with us, really. Yeah.
And we'll catch you on one of our live streams on www.youtube.com/AsYetUntitled or twitch.com/AsYetUntitledGaming. And you can go to all our
Facebook
social
page.
media handles and all that I can't remember right now, so I'm
Oh,
going to
dear.
leave you to look in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you in a bit, guys.